Hello, my name is Yesenia, and today we will be going over the rock cycle. To begin the lesson with my elementary-aged students, we will talk about 3 questions through class discussions. The first question would be, what do we know about rocks? What type of rocks do we know about? And what do we know about how rocks are created? Things that the students will need to know would be that all rocks are formed from magma. There are 3 different types of rocks, which are A, igneous rock, B, sedimentary rock, and 3, metamorphic rock. The third one would be for rocks to be created, they need to go through some type of transformation. They can go through 4 types of transformations, which are A, cooling down, B, heat and pressure, C, weathering and erosion, and D, compaction and cementation. At the beginning, all rocks are magma at first. So everything begins as magma. Once magma cools down and crystallizes, this becomes igneous rock. Magma can only become igneous rock and nothing else. Crystallization means when magma cools down, small crystals are formed. The crystals become bigger and bigger until they are touching and no longer have room to grow. Examples of igneous rock would be granite, rhyolite, and basalt. On the right-hand corner, we have a picture of an igneous rock known as granite. Igneous rock can turn to 3 different forms. It can turn back to magma, 2, it can turn into metamorphic rock through heat and pressure, and 3, it can be reduced to sediment through weathering and erosion. First, let's talk about sediment. Sediment is created when chemical or mechanical weathering and erosion cause parts of the igneous rock to break down into smaller pieces. Sediment turns into sedimentary rock through compaction and cementation of sediment. This process is known as lithification. Through lithification, sediment is compacted together as the amount of sediment grows. The groundwater moves between the sediment particles and leaves behind minerals, and these minerals become bonded together in a process known as cementation, and this is altogether known as lithification. Sedimentary rock can go through 2 types of changes, which would be go back to sediment, the same way sedimentary rock was created, and that would be through weathering and erosion. Or it can change into metamorphic rock through heating and pressure. Metamorphic rock can be formed if provided with heat and pressure from all types of rocks. So this could be igneous rock, it can be sedimentary rock, and it can also be metamorphic rock. This process would be called recrystallization. So in recrystallization, it is the change in the original rock through texture, mineralogy, and chemical compositions. The heat comes from rising magma, and the pressure comes from the rocks moving into greater depths. Stress on the rocks creates new minerals, which makes a new form of rock. Metamorphic rock can turn into sediment through weathering and erosion, or it can go back to being magma through melting. So to summarize what we've had, this is a picture of the rock cycle. It would start with magma right here. It can either crystallize, cool down, and become igneous rock. It will only become igneous rock, and it will live up to the surface. Weathering and erosion will occur, and then sediment is created. This sediment compacts and cements into sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock can either go back to the surface and become igneous rock, or it can be buried down and become metamorphic rock. This metamorphic rock can once again become igneous rock, or it can melt down back into magma. And this magma will go back to cooling down, crystallization, go back to igneous rock, and then the whole rock cycle begins again.